Hi, Kelly. We're just going to be discussing today about Jose's how he did in his assessments. So there were 5 assessment pieces that I did in order to get like his reading score. So the first assessment was the phonemic awareness. The second one was phonics. The third one was fluency, and the fourth one is vocabulary, and the fifth one is comprehension. So I'm just going to walk you through these 5 assessments and show you what I did for each. Okay. So on the phonics, he did an amazing job. Out of the 35 names that were here, he read 32 correctly, which is amazing. You should be very proud. And he did miss some, but he was able to correct himself on that one. So he did an amazing job in the phonics part of the assessment, which is just being able to read the names correctly and pronouncing the words correctly. Okay. So the fluency one was we gave him a list of these nonsense words, what we call them, just to see if he can say the sounds accurately. He did a really good job on this too. I was really surprised. So if you can look at the list right here, these are they're a little confusing, which he did a good job at reading them, which is always a good thing.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Here you go.
You're welcome. Okay, so the fluency test. Oh, no, we already talked about the fluency test. Sorry. Okay, so the next one's the vocabulary assessment. So what I did is there is levels from 1st grade to, I believe, 7th grade, and there's just each level gives you a list of words. And what you do is you have them start 2 grade levels below, so that way you could get the opportunity to advance. So in this one, he was able to, I think he was able to get up to a 6th grade level, which is a really good job for a 4th grader. So that means you've been doing some reading at home with him, I can see. Because he told me that he does love reading and he likes to do it on his spare time. So he did an amazing job on the vocabulary assessment. The comprehension one, I noticed that he really likes to draw, and I had him draw, we read that he read Miss Nelson is Missing, and this was his little mind map. Yeah, so he was able to get the three main ideas of the story and put them into pictures, which is always good. And then he was able to summarize what the book was about to me, which is awesome. So
I'm trying to see a little improvement.
Yeah. Yeah, it was towards the end of the day. He was just like, okay, Liz, I'm just gonna fill this out and then do it. But the important thing was that he was able to convey what the book was about onto this concept map, which is good. Important. Exactly. Okay, so I went ahead and did the Dibbles testing. So what the Dibbles testing is where you time them for a minute and they have to read as many words as they can correctly in 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
So the little check marks are the ones that he read correctly. So he actually did a really good job. He read 127 words per the minute that he was able to read, and he only missed on because he was reading fast, and because he's a really fast reader, which is a good thing. But he, instead of saying on, he said or.
Okay, so he read 126 words correctly.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, not too bad.
No, he's actually at he's getting there. He's getting at the benchmark where he needs to be at on his 4th grade level.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and then this is just the San Diego reading assessment. What this does is kind of like it's just a list of words that he just reads off as well, and it goes based off grade level. So he went up to a 7th grade level here.
Oh, that's
he
impressive.
did. Yeah, that's very impressive. So he is doing a good job with all his pronunciation and with his reading as well. So I'm very proud of him. He's really smart. So what I did is I did a chart of things that we can work on with him and what he needs to work on. So this is a chart, and then you can go ahead and take this home with you today. So I feel like we need to work more on his comprehension, only because the story map, he did a good job at that, but he was still missing some key points. But he did draw the pictures accurately and everything. He was just missing a little bit.
But the drawings weren't part of it, right?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. No. The drawings were not part of it. So what I had him do is I wrote down here, student reads too quickly and is not grasping the meaning of the text. So what he understood it, he drew the pictures, but when I was like asking him questions about it, he was just saying like he kind of needed to go back into the book and reference it.
Oh, okay.
So that means he was just reading fast and
Well,
just not really paying attention. But he was able to grasp the whole concept of the book, but not like certain questions that I was asking. For his fluency, I put that student reads accurately, however, does not take the time to stop and check for his punctuation. So he just like reads, but he doesn't like stop when there's a period or like the comma. But his fluency is good, and he's reading the words accurately. We're just gonna focus more in like a small group to where he pays attention to the punctuation. Exactly. Okay. For phonics, I put down that student reads words and does not sound them out as he reads. So instead of, he doesn't go back. So he reads fast. But when he messes up a word, he doesn't go back and to correct it.
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
So he just sees it's incorrect, but he's like, oh, I'm just gonna keep reading. But he reads perfectly. But it's just that where I'm gonna pull him in small group and just have him focus on that. So whenever he messes up a word, I'll stop him and I'll be like, oh wait, go back and see what word that was.
Okay,
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
It's a good plan. For vocabulary, I put student knows meanings of the words but has trouble expressing himself to define it. So when I pulled him and asked him like different vocabulary words, like, oh, what does this mean? And he would tell me the definition. He had a little hard time trying to figure out how to explain himself. He knew what the word meant. He just didn't know how to give me the definition. So like boat, like let's just give you an example. For like boat, I would be like, oh, what define boat? He'd be like, oh, well, you know, it would just take him a little bit to figure out the definition, but it's something that, I think all of us have trouble with sometimes when we're put on the
some
spot.
basic words, yeah.
Exactly. So I'm going to be doing that in small group as well. And hopefully we can improve from that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
So do you have any questions for me? Thanks for meeting with me, Kelly. Bye. Have a good one. Here, you take your chart.
All right, thank you.
You're
Thanks
very
so much
welcome.
for your time.
Yeah, of course. Bye-bye.
Bye.